Hi and welcome to another GC Mysteries video, this time talking about the killer clown John Wayne Gacy. So this time we are talking about John Wayne Gacy, whose story started with his birth on the 17th of March 1942, and he wasn't very significant. It didn't stand out for anything, and therefore decided that it would be a good idea to become a serial killer and a sex offender who regularly dressed as a clown, calling himself either Pogo the Clown or Patches the Clown, and he became known as the Killer Clown. He assaulted and murdered at least 33 young men and boys. Now, according to John Wayne Gacy, all of his murders were committed inside his ranch house near Norwich, a village in Norwood Park Township, metropolitan Chicago, Illinois. Typically, his intent and his MO would be to lure a victim to his home and dupe him into donning handcuffs on the pretext of demonstrating a magic trick. He will then rape and torture his captive victims before killing them, either by asphyxiation or strangulation with a garrote. Now, asphyxiation and strangulation are one and the same. The only difference is that with a garrote you use something to pull tight around someone's neck. Uh, 26 of his victims were actually buried in the crawl space of his home, and 3 others were buried elsewhere on his property, although 4 were discarded like trash in the Des Plaines River. He was convicted on 1 count of sodomy, 33 counts of murder, 1 count of sexual assault, and 1 count of indecent liberties with a child, for which he received 12 counts of death penalties. I don't know why you'd give him 12 death penalties. You can only kill him once. But they did. Now, his crimes spanned from 1972 to 1978, all happening in Illinois. So he didn't go across the country or across different states. He were always done in Illinois, and he was actually captured on the 21st of December 1978. He was then imprisoned on the death row at Menard Correctional Center and spent quite a few years there before being executed by lethal injection on the 10th of May 1994 when he was aged just 52. Now, whilst on death row, he spent much of his time painting, and with all the years that he spent on death row at Menard Correctional Centre, he probably was rather good at it. Now, the worst part of this was that he regularly performed at children's hospitals and charitable events as Pogo the Clown or Patches the Clown. So regularly raising money or doing tricks that would cheer ill children up. Clearly at that time they didn't know who he was or what he'd done. He was also very active in his local community as a Democratic Party precinct captain and building contractor. So nobody suspected him in these crimes at all. He was very active, he didn't hide himself. He was the kind of hide in plain sight kind of guy. But somehow the police started investigating him, and they got the right man. Now, he had numerous appeals after he was sentenced to death, and had read numerous law books and filed voluminous motions and appeals, although he did not prevail in any of them. His appeals related to such issues as the validity of the first search warrant granted to the Des Plaines Police on the 13th of December 1978, and his objection to his lawyer's insanity plea defence at his trial. He also contended that although he had some knowledge of 5 of the murders, the other 28 murders had been committed by employees who had keys to his house while he was away on business trips. This, of course, didn't get him anywhere, and in mid-1984 the Supreme Court of Illinois upheld John Wayne Gacy's conviction and ordered his execution by lethal injection on November the 14th. Now, Gacy then filed an appeal against this decision, which was denied by the Supreme Court of the United States on the 4th of March 1985. And if you want to learn more about John Wayne Gacy, his victims, or anything in relation to him, you can either search his name, John Wayne Gacy, or you can search the Killer Clown on Wikipedia, YouTube, Google, Bing, and all the other places. And really it's not hard to find out much information about him, so you can look in all of the usual places. Thank you for watching this GC Mysteries video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and click the notification bell. If you can, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GC Mysteries. See us on Facebook and Twitter, GC Mysteries, and bye bye for now.